now? Okay, and audio is also clear. Is that so? Can we begin?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, fine. Now this is going to be the fourth question on accounting for investment in shares. Am I right? We have done 3 questions so far on shares, and before that, I think about 5 questions on fixed income securities. So this is going to be the fourth one. Let us see what the question is all about. This is March 2018 past examination. On 1/4/2015, 1st April, the investor is holding 5,000 equity shares of Apollo Limited. The face value is 10 rupees, and cost of investment is 48,000 at the beginning of the year. Then there is a purchase on 30th April. There is a issue of bonus shares on 2nd June. Just sorry. 2nd June, there is an issue of bonus shares. Then 30th June, there is a right issue. Then X has subscribed to 40% of shares and he has sold the remaining rights at 2 rupees per share. 20th September, dividend is also received. And then there is a sale of shares. So we have practically all sorts of adjustments in this. We have purchase, we have sale, we have bonus, we have right issue, we have partial sale of right eligibility, and we have dividend also. So with these details, let's begin one by one. 1st April 15, 5,000 equity shares. Face value is 10 rupee per share. So that means the aggregate face value will be 50,000 and the cost is 48,000. So come to the ledger 1/4/15. We have the opening balance. Face value is 50,000 and investment cost is 48,000 rupees. So 1st April 2015, face value 50,000, cost of investment 48,000 rupees. Take the opening balance. All of you have posted opening balance now?
Yes, sir.
Then on 30th April, there is a purchase of
Yes, sir.
equity shares. 1,000 equity shares are purchased, where the pricing of the share was 12 rupees per share. So 1,000 into 10, 10,000 is your face value, and 1,000 into 12, 12,000 is going to be your cost of purchase. So when you purchase these shares, the entry will be investment account debit to bank 12,000 rupees. So on 30th April, let us record that purchase. Investment account debit to bank account 12,000 rupees, and the face value of these shares will appear in the face value column. So in face value column 10,000 rupees and in investment column 12,000 rupees. So the fresh purchase of shares on 30th April is accounted for. Then on 2nd June 2015, the company declared a bonus and the ratio is 1 share for every 2 shares held. So can you tell me what is the number of shares he will receive as bonus shares? What will be the number of shares that this shareholder X will receive as bonus shares? Yes, anyone? Yes? क्या सब लोग चुप हो गए एकदम? What is the number of shares he is expecting as bonus shares with the given ratio? कैसे कैलकुलेट करोगे आप बताइए? Hello? Can you hear me? Hello? बोलो आंसर बोलो.
3,000 shares.
Sorry?
Will get 3,000 shares as bonus shares.
He will get 3,000 shares as bonus shares. That's correct. If you see the face value column, your total face value at the time of bonus issue is 60,000, 50 plus 10, 60,000. The face value per share is 10. So that means you are holding 6,000 shares. And on these 6,000 shares, the bonus will be 1 share for every 2 shares held. So that means you are going to receive 3,000 bonus shares. So when you receive 3,000 bonus shares, the cost is going to be nil. You are not going to pay any cost of acquisition, but we'll pass the entry on the record to bonus shares received, face value column 30,000, investment account, that column will be 0 because there is no cost of these bonus shares that you have paid for. You are getting it by capitalization of reserves by the company. So shareholder as such will not pay any cost for this. So 2nd June 2015, 2 bonus shares issued. Only in face value column, we will show these 3,000 shares at 10 rupees per share, aggregating to 30,000 rupees. And the investment cost column will be nil. Can we go to the next entry?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now next entry, you are going to tell me the answer. On 30th June, the company made a right issue in the ratio of 1 share for every 2 shares held on payment of 13 rupees per share. X has subscribed to 40% of the shares and sold balance of his rights at 2 rupees per share. I want you to try this working, okay? And after you try the working, we'll see the answer. Okay, I'll give you 2-3 minutes to try. We have done this earlier. Okay, he is eligible for a right issue, then he subscribes for part of the right shares and he sells his right entitlements to the extent of partial eligibility. So how this needs to be recorded, how this needs to be calculated, we have seen in the past in one of the sums. So I wanted to try this. Will you try in a couple of minutes? I'll wait for you, your answers. Yes, are you able to work on it? All of you are able to work on this? Finished, not finished? Can we proceed with discussion? Have you prepared the working note? Yes. Have you prepared the working note so that we can proceed? Yes, you still need time to work on this. Complete नहीं हुआ अभी तक. हेलो.
सर आप एक्सप्लेन करो.
लेकिन ट्राई किया कि नहीं?
हाँ सर कर रहे हैं.
ट्राई कर रहे हैं. ओके ठीक है. Simultaneously we'll start. ठीक है ठीक है. So what it says, company has made a right issue on 30th June in the ratio of 1 share for 2 shares held. The pricing is 13 rupees per share. Now, when the right issue is made by the company on 30th June, first thing we need to find out is what is the number of shares he is holding on that day. And if you see the details here, face value of the shares held by him is 9,000 shares. And on these 9,000 shares, the company made a right issue. So he is getting 1 share for every 2 shares held. So how many shares will he receive as right shares? Sorry.
4,500.
4,500. That's correct. So let's write down these details. Working note. Number of shares held are 9,000, as we have just discussed. Okay. Now, number of right shares in ratio of 1 share for every 2 shares held. This we said will be 4,500. Right. Up to this, everybody has followed, understood, followed?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, what the question says, he was eligible to get or subscribe 4,500 shares, which were priced at 13 rupees per share, but he did not buy all those shares. Instead of that, what he did, he subscribed to 40% of the shares and sold the balance of his rights at 2 rupees per share. That means he did not buy all those 4,500 shares. Okay. He bought only 40% of what he is eligible for, which was 4,500. And then remaining eligibility, he sold at 2 rupees per share. That is the meaning of this. Okay. So now we have to work on this. So out of this 4,500 shares subscribed to 40%. So subscribe to 40% shares मतलब क्या? 4,500 जो eligibility है, out of that 40% he acquired. So 1,800 shares, yes, 1,800 shares he has acquired. Okay, and cost of purchase at 13 rupees में दिया है ना कंपनी ने?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
yes,
you can see here, yes. The pricing is 13 rupees per share. So he had to pay for this because this is a right share. This is not a free share. This is a right share. So into 13. So his cost of acquisition will be 23,400. He has purchased those shares and therefore he will pay for this to the extent of 13 rupees per share. So his cost of acquisition is 23,400. I repeat the note so far. At the on the date of right issue, he is holding 9,000 shares. Face value is 90,000. You can see from face value column. So 9,000 shares are held. The right ratio is 1 share for every 2 shares held. So that means he will get eligibility to subscribe for 4,500 shares. But he will not subscribe to all because he has decided to subscribe only 40% portion. So that comes to 1800 rupees. And then the cost of purchase will be 13 rupees per share. So it will be 23,400. That will be the cost of this purchase. This is one part of it. Now he is subscribing to 40%. What happens to remaining 60%? That he will allow somebody else to subscribe. He will give right to somebody else to buy those shares at 13 rupees per share. And in the process, he is going to charge some premium to them. Okay, what is a premium? It says 2 rupees per share. If you read the question, it says that he subscribed 40% and sold the balance of his rights at 2 rupees per share. So whomsoever he has transferred his eligibility to purchase, he had charged them a premium of 2 rupees per share. Okay, so below this, one more working will become transfer of right shares transfer of right to subscribe. Okay, so that will be remaining shares or 60% of 4,500. That comes to 2,700. So these are the shares which he will not buy, but he will transfer this right to somebody else. Okay, and for this he will get transfer premium. 2 per share. So he will get 5,400 rupees towards this. Okay, so he will get a transfer premium of 2 rupees per share, which will be 5,400. Have you understood this working?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now let us discuss about the entry part. He is going to buy these shares, 1,800 shares at total cost of 2,300. What will be the entry for this?
Investment account debit to bank account,
How much?
23,400.
That's correct. That is the first entry. Investment account debit to bank account, 23,400. Face value of the share will be 18,000 rupees and the cost is 23,400. Okay. And what will be the next entry? Because you
There
are
will
getting
be
the
no
premium.
entry.
No entry at all.
So the entry will be, passed in P&L account.
हाँ, entry तो होगा ना? No entry ऐसा नहीं होगा.
Bank account debit to P&L account.
Yes, that's correct.
5,400.
Investment account में entry नहीं आएगा. We will not record this second entry in investment account, but definitely there will be an accounting for this, and that entire premium will go to profit and loss account. The entry being bank account debit to profit and loss account. So let us record this entry for purchase of right shares, 30th June, investment account debit to bank 23,400. This is how it will come, and a face value column updated for 18,000 rupees. Okay, and for this transfer premium, okay, I will write the entry here for your reference. This entry will be bit this entry will not affect your ledger of investment. This is the other income. So this will go to profit and loss account. Is it clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any difficulty in this calculation of right shares, proportionate subscription of right shares, and then acquiring the right shares at 13 rupees, accounting for that, sale of right eligibility, and then getting premium? Everybody is clear on calculation and accounting part both? Yes? Can we go ahead? All of you have written the working note?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now let's read the next transaction. On 20th September dividend was received at 2 rupees per share, which is for the year ended on 31st March 2015. Okay, so on 20th September, the company has paid the dividend, which relates to earlier year, that is 31st March 2015. So we have to find out how much dividend is received and how much amount will be credited in investment account or dividend account, as the case may be. Okay, let me just write down these details in a small working note, so we also have a record of it. Now, if you look at the pattern in which he has purchased the shares, 1/4/14 there was an opening balance, then there was a purchase, then there were bonus shares, and right now we are talking about a right share. So I'll just copy these dates, 4 dates. Okay, these are the dates. Okay, this is the opening balance. Okay, this is purchase. This is bonus, and this is right. Number कितना है? Opening balance 5, 1, 3 and 1800. 5,000, 1,000. Then bonus कितना मिला था? 3,000. And this is 18. Right? Is that correct up to this? These are number of shares. Okay. Now the company is paying you dividend of 2 rupees per share. Okay. So on opening balance of 5,000, you will get dividend of 2 rupees per share. Where will you take this dividend? Where will you take this dividend? How this will be accounted? Yes. This will go to dividend account. You were already holding these shares on 31st March 2015. You were already owner of these shares on that date. And for that year itself, the company has made the payment of dividend. So this is a normal revenue receipt which will be received and transferred to dividend account. Now the next lot of share is 1,000. These 1,000 shares were purchased by X on 30th April. So on 31st March 2015, somebody else was the owner of shares. The ownership was with somebody else and not Mr. X. Mr. X acquired the shares on 30th April and therefore he is getting the dividend now. But since he was not the owner of these shares on 31st March 2015, the year for which the dividend is getting declared, this will be treated as what we call it as dividend. Dividend for, please mute your mics, dividend for pre-acquisition period. On what happens to the dividend for pre-acquisition period? How do we account for this? Yes, accounted for pre-acquisition period. Yes.
Investment account.
Yes. This will be credit to investment account. Okay. So within dividend, we have two types of accounting aspects here. One is a regular dividend on 5,000 shares, which will go to dividend account because you were already holding these shares on 31st March 2015 also. So you are eligible for dividend, you have received it. This is your revenue income, normal income that will go to dividend account. The next lot of shares you purchased on 30th April. On 31st March 2015, somebody else was the owner of these shares. You were not the owner. And therefore, this is the sort of pre-acquisition receipt for you. So whatever dividend you receive on those shares, those 1,000 shares, that will be credited to investment account because it is in the nature of pre-acquisition dividend. Then what about bonus shares which were issued on 2nd of June? Will you receive dividend or will you not receive the dividend? Yes.
Not received.
You will not receive because the shares were not in existence on 31st March, bonus shares. So generally they should not be eligible for dividend. Okay, that is a logic. Similarly, these right shares were not in existence on 31st March 2015. So generally the company would not pay even the dividend on these right shares. So we can write here not eligible. Okay, both these type of shares which came into existence now, they were not there on 31st March 15, so they will not be eligible to receive the dividend now. Next year they will become eligible, but as of now those shares are not eligible for getting any dividend. So your total dividend will be only on 5,000 plus 1,000 shares. 6,000 shares is what you will receive the dividend. Okay, are you clear about the conceptual framework on calculation and accounting of dividend? Yes, can we go ahead with the accounting?
Yes, sir.
So this amount is 5,000 into 2, that is 10,000, and this amount is 1,000 into 2, which is 2,000. So the entry will be bank account debit 12,000, to dividend account 10,000, to investment account 2,000. That's how the entry will be passed. So let us come to the ledger to pass this entry. Bank account debit 12,000, to dividend account 10,000, to investment account 2,000. This 2,000 is pre-acquisition dividend, and regular dividend goes to dividend account. Pre-acquisition dividend goes to investment account in this case. So this is how the accounting will be done for dividend and investment. Write down these entries in the ledger. All of you have taken the working note and entry. Can we go to the next aspect? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now there is yes. So now there is a sale of shares. So for sale of shares, we have to work out the weighted average cost. How do you work out weighted average cost? Yes. How do we work out the weighted average cost?
Actual shares upon total share
Mhm.
to
Into total cost of acquisition, right? Right. So we have to find out all this data, isn't it? To account for this or to make a working, we need a data. So let us plot that data here. Third working note. How many shares are sold? 1,000 shares are sold at 20 rupees per share. Thousand shares are sold at 20 per share. Now we have to first find out what is the weighted average cost. I'll use this data only. These are the dates. Okay, so I'll copy the dates. These are the ways in which we have taken the shares. Okay, then this is number of shares. Copy the data. Okay. And then we have to also account for corresponding cost. Okay, opening balance cost कितना था? 48,000. लेजर में देख के कोई बताएगा? 48,000. Yes. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay. परचेज का कॉस्ट कितना है?
12,000.
Yes. Then बोनस का कोई कॉस्ट नहीं है और राइट शेयर्स का था
23,400.
23,400. Right. These are the purchases. Okay. Now ordinarily you would have taken. इसके बाद कोई परचेस नहीं है, करेक्ट? दिस वाज द लास्ट ट्रांजैक्शन. लास्ट वाज राइट, करेक्ट? उसके बाद कोई परचेस नहीं है.
Yes, sir.
हाँ, ordinarily you could have taken the total on the basis of this and you would have gone ahead. Am I right? But in this case, there is one entry which is affecting your cost, and that is your pre-acquisition dividend. So if you see the investment account, you have pre-acquisition dividend, correct? कितना credit हुआ है pre-acquisition dividend? How much is the pre-acquisition
2000.
dividend gone? 2000. So we will have to reduce that because that will reduce your cost of investment. Okay. So अभी total लेते हैं. So this is the total number of shares and this is the corresponding cost. Have you understood the calculation? Calculation is simple except the fact that don't ignore this pre-acquisition dividend. Otherwise your cost will be incorrect. Okay. You have to also consider this pre-acquisition dividend. The reason being that will reduce your cost. So इसके लिए pre-acquisition dividend consider करना है and then only you can consider the actual cost of these shares. So reduce the pre-acquisition cost also here. Pre-acquisition dividend. Okay. Write down this part of working note, then we'll discuss next aspect. All of you have followed this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, write down the working note. So I'm also preparing the working. So your selling price is 20,000. That is 1,000 shares at 20 rupees per share. Less weighted average cost. What is the formula for weighted average cost? Number of securities sold, which is 1,000, divided by total number of securities in hand, which is 10,800, multiplied by total cost of securities, which is 81,400. So if you apply this formula, your weighted average cost will come to 7,537. So your weighted average cost is 7,537. Your selling price is 20,000. You end up with a profit of 12,463. Have you understood both the aspects now? This calculation also and calculation of profit. Yes, write down
Yes,
the
sir.
calculation of profit also, and then we will see the accounting effects. First, write down the workings, all workings. I'll give you a couple of minutes to write down the workings. All of you have completed working now? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let us discuss the accounting aspects. Accounting is relatively simple. Okay. First is sale. So entry will be bank account debit to investment account 20,000. That will be your first entry. And second entry will be for transfer of profit, which will be investment account debit to profit and loss account, which is 12,463. So this is how we will record two entries, to record the sale first and then to record the profit. These are similar to what we have been discussing all over again and again, right? So let's post these entries into the ledger. The first entry, bank account debit to investment account 20,000, face value is 10,000, and second entry is investment account debit to profit and loss account 12,463. So this is how the entries will be made in your ledgers. Did you post the entries into the ledger accounts?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now let us see what is remaining. I think that's it. That was the last transaction. So we have to balance the ledger now. The first balancing will be that of dividend account. Okay. Whatever is the balance in dividend account, that will go to profit and loss account. So we have to transfer the balance in dividend account to P&L account. It will be income for the year. And if you see the balancing amount, it is 10,000 rupees. Okay. So whatever is the balance in dividend account, that will be transferred to profit and loss account at the end of the year. And then investment account will be balanced and the balance will be carried forward. So nothing great in that to balance the investment account. Just like any other ledger of investment, we have to close this ledger and find out the closing balance that goes to the next year. So one aspect is face value of investment that you can see here. It's already there. Face value of investment is 98,000, and then you have the closing balance of 73,863 that will go to the next year. Okay, that's how you will transfer or account for those entries. So this is the closing of your ledger account. These are the totals. This is the closing entry in dividend account, where the dividend income gets transferred to profit and loss account. And this is the closing of investment account, where the balance is carried forward to the next year. That's how the account will be closed in this year. Have you understood this? Closing of ledger?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Any difficulty in ledger accounts now, investment related? Entries, calculations, profit, loss, accounting for pre-acquisition dividend. Is the concept of pre-acquisition dividend clear now? Somebody last lecture had said that you need at least one more sum on pre-acquisition dividend. Okay, so this had pre-acquisition dividend, renunciation of right shares also. So those things are clear now. How do we account for this and what is accounting treatment?
Yes, sir.
Okay, anything else? Any other doubts on this sum, specifically on this sum? Yes, any other doubts on this sum? No, so we can.
Can you please repeat right shares?
Sorry, right shares wala note. You want to explain again? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. See, in case of right shares, what has happened is at the time of issue of right shares, you are holding 9,000 shares. If you see the date on which the right shares are issued, and if you calculate the number of shares which you have at that point in time, the number of shares are 9,000. Now, the company made a right issue and you are given the proportion in which the right shares are issued. The ratio is 1 share for every 2 shares held. So, if you are holding 9,000 shares with the given ratio, you will become eligible to receive 4,500 shares. Is that part clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then going forward, what the investor has decided, he could have bought 4,500 shares, but he did not buy 4,500 shares. He purchased only 1,800 shares or he subscribed only 1,800 shares in right issue. As a result, what happened? He had to pay 13 rupees per share for those shares. So 1,800 into 13 rupees per share, he paid 23,400 to acquire these right shares. Clear up to this stage also?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now he is eligible for 4,500 shares, but he subscribed only for 1,800 shares. So what happened to remaining 60% shares, which are 2,700? He was not interested in buying. So one way was he could have just waived off the rights. That is one way. He would not have received anything if he would have waived off the rights. He would have just ignored that right. But then he has another option also. What option he has? He can transfer this benefit to somebody else. And when you transfer such benefit to somebody else, that person can buy these 2,700 shares at the given price of 13 rupees per share. That is a benefit conferred on that another person. And while doing so, what normally is done, you don't do this as a charity. So you charge some premium in the process. And in this case, he got a premium of 2 rupees per share. So when he transferred his benefit to somebody else, he of course received some money for that. And that benefit was 2 rupees per share. So that amounted to 5,400 rupees. So when this benefit was 5,400 rupees, which he received at that for that particular transfer of eligibility, this becomes other income for him. Okay, because this is not a sale of shares. This is a sale of right entitlements or eligibility. So this is not a sale as such for shares. So this 5,400 what he received will be transferred directly to P&L account as other income. And when he receives this, you will pass the entry bank account debit to profit and loss account. Am I clear now on the working note and accounting aspects?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Okay. Any
Yes,
other
sir.
difficulty, please? Any other difficulty in this sum? No? Everybody is clear now on the right entitlements also? Fine. So with that, I'll end the lecture. Okay. And if you have any other doubts, you can ask me. Okay. And then we'll wind up the lecture. I'll close the lecture recording at this point in time.